In my own research, I've never done invasive studies. And that's partly because I work with chimpanzees and I don't want to do invasive studies on chimpanzees. And I've always felt that there's so many questions that I can ask that I can resolve in other ways that I don't need to do that. The thing is that to do, for example, neuroscience on primates, we still need to follow invasive procedures. We haven't reached the point, because in humans you can do a non-invasive imaging study in a brain scanner, and you can get actually answers to certain questions. You put people in the scanner, you ask them a question about some cognitive problem, and you can see which parts of the brain are activated. We cannot do that with the primates because we need to knock them down to put them in the scanner, and so we cannot ask them any questions. So that's very unfortunate. We have one person at Emory who's trying to do this with dogs now, and because a dog you can train to sit still. And if the dog can sit still for 2 minutes or 3 minutes in the scanner, and you can present it with a certain problem, either based on odors or visual pictures or whatever, you can actually get some brain scans from the dog. And so this is going to happen one day, and I think it's also probably going to happen with the primates, is that if we have smaller scanners, we can probably train a primate to put his head in something and look at a picture, and we can do non-invasive neuroscience. But I've always been a fan of non-invasive studies on the primates. I've never done anything invasive, and I do have colleagues who do sometimes invasive studies on them. And of course, when certain diseases come up, like AIDS or Ebola or whatever, at that point many people start talking about invasive studies on the primates. But there's a lot of interesting questions that you can ask without that, I think.